All right, here we go. Sunday evening again. Cannot believe that we are almost exiting October. Crazy, crazy stuff. So we are now on the 23rd, and this entire year is just flying by. It seems like just the other day we were planning for Dr. Gordon's retirement party on December 31st of last year, and now we're already approaching November. So time definitely is flying. Hopefully you guys are back out into kind of more the mode that summer got us out of, but back into schedules, back into routines, getting ready for your business to really take off. So we wanted to, first of all, let you guys know about, as always, the weekly LifeVantage corporate team training call. So that is at 8 p.m. Central. 712-432-0075, and the access code you can see there, 887931, and it's going to be Pro 9 Clinton Boyles. Clinton is very, very well spoken, very knowledgeable about the business and the opportunity. He always has great things to say. He has definitely learned from some of the best in the business. Marcel Niederhauser has really taken him under his wing and trained him very, very well on how to do this business and how to have extreme success doing it. So tune into that. That'll be in 27 minutes from now. So as soon as we end with this, you can jump onto that call, 712-432-0075, access code 887931. So with that, I will turn it over to my wife for a second.
All right. So as always, you guys, every week we talk about what we do, how should we be duplicating, what are our next steps as far as the Master Track plan, how is our team doing in regards to being registered for the next big event, which is LifeVantage Academy. So who out there is registered? Let's see, erase. Can we do the gallery? How do we do that? Gallery view. Gallery. Let's see. Are you registered? Not are you going. Are you registered? There we go. Registered. We can check in your back office, you guys. You can actually, that one we can't check, but we can get checks and views from the people that are in charge of all of that. But make sure and call your team, reach out to your team, make sure that they are registered for it. Last week we went over all the different individuals that'll be going to the different markets. So if you're not sure yet, you can definitely reach out to me. But that is exactly how we get this thing going, is by going to every single one of those. And they're always the third Saturday of every month. The third Saturday. So when you bring somebody and let them know, every third Saturday of every month from 9 o'clock a.m. until 1 o'clock p.m., you're going to be trained by at the LifeVantage Academies, an Elite Pro 8 up to a Master Pro 10, or at the LifeVantage Academy that are Super Saturdays, it'll be an Elite Pro 7. Super excited to see Shawn, yes, in Albany, New York. He is so excited as well. It'll be very, very fun. So make sure that that is done. Many of you that have heard our story know that we have not missed one, and it's because we were told, if you guys really want this, if you want to go elite, if you want to go to the top and make this work, you can never miss them. And so we made a commitment to ourselves, and yes, we had a lot of sacrifices, a ton of sacrifices. But has it been worth it? Heck yeah, it has absolutely been worth it. The next thing to look at is Global Convention. It's in April. Is it a long ways away? It's going to go by so incredibly fast. Spend your money, put your money that you're earning now into paying for that if you haven't registered for that already. I put a list and wrote down everybody that is registered on One Person Big Difference, and congratulations to all of you that are registered and are fully committed already to be going there. Get your flight next. Make sure that you invest that money that you're earning now and get your airline ticket. Get there a little bit early. Be meeting people, getting all that done, and check on your team. In your back office, when you log in, it'll show the reports to the convention, the people that are on your team that are registered.
I'll show you real quick where you can see that in the back office. Let's just go to our desktop and click over here. So on your home screen there, we want to go to event registration report. So the top right there, it's going to have you log back in. And there you can see here, it'll list out everybody that you've got registered for global. Got the Canada Leadership Academy coming up as well. So that information, any events that have a registration process for, we can see here and manage tickets and the attendance. So that's where you would go to see that.
Perfect. So go there and check that out. And you guys, we know that that is the ticket to helping people become successful in this. There's no way in the world that we would be here if we wouldn't have gone to that first convention 2 weeks after that we first enrolled. So that is extremely important. And also January 9th and 10th, they don't have all of the cities listed out yet, but the Master Pro 10s are going to be in selected cities around the country on the 9th and the 10th. So be on the lookout for that and mark those days off on your calendar as well. The highest enrollment ever in LifeVantage history happened when they did the Pro 10 tour before. So we're really, really excited for that to be coming back again. So
awesome. Awesome. So we wanted to quickly talk about the importance of activity this month, November and December. We've been in this business long enough, you guys, that there is some cyclical nature to what's going on and how you can really control the environment of how your business is growing. And, you know, we know that you can put some added emphasis to keep things rolling during the summer. However, that is not the prime season for network marketing, okay? You can grow, you can maintain your business, you can continue to do great things during the summer, but it's not the prime time for network marketing. So as we get out of that season, and like I said at the very beginning of the call, as we enter this season where people are back into their routines, back into their schedule, kids are back into school, us in the cold climate states, we're not out enjoying the 3 nice months that we have a year. So, you know, people are more apt to sit down, listen to the information, and make decisions. So what you do now is really going to dictate how 2017 goes. A lot of the time when we introduce this information to people, it isn't an overnight decision. It takes them some time to get questions answered, to be the right time in their life, to really, you know, get into that 12 o'clock state that they're ready to go. And we know for the majority of people, that's actually January, February, March, or April, okay? But the bigger that you have your exposure pot filled with prospects in October, November, and December, because it does take a little bit of time for them to get their questions answered, the more success that you're going to have in the new year when it is the best time of network marketing. So I challenge you, regardless of what activity you've done the rest of this part of the year prior to tonight, is to really put it down as much as you want to expand this and as many necessary exposures as it's going to take to get where you want to get, because now's the time to be exposing to people and getting the information in front of people so that you can have extreme success starting off in 2017. And it's not too early to start talking about that. I know that at stores around here, we've already seen Christmas displays going up. So before we know it, it will be the end of the year. And I promise you, you will thank yourself for the added effort that you've been putting in these 3 last months of the year. So we're at October 23rd. There's still, you know, another full week left in October. And then we have all of November, December. Holidays are one day typically, right? So don't get into the mode of it's almost Thanksgiving or it's almost Christmas. It's the holiday season. Okay, you don't take off from your regular day job for 2.5 months because it's almost Thanksgiving or it's almost Christmas, right? It's almost New Year, so I can't work for 2.5 months. This is the time that you want to dedicate to your business in that expansion and that growing process, because it will pay tenfold on the new year. We talk about it over and over again. What are people looking for in the new year? It's better health, better wealth, right? What do you want to add on to that?
I'm just thinking of this past week and different people that we've spoken to. We had, as many of you know, last week we had 14 girls at our house in a slumber party. Well, at our house, we had for drinks Axio. We had pitchers full of Axio, and we made sure that all the kids knew that it was Axio. Hey, do you guys want some Axio? What's Axio? Some of the kids knew what it was. Elise brings it to dance all the time. And what has happened since then is one mom put in an order today for Axio. Another tonight, Elise got a text from a friend saying that they want to order Axio. So we're getting that constant communication of Axio. We had Elise's teacher over, her second grade teacher, and her mom over for lunch the other day. They made us the best Peruvian food. They're from Peru, and they made us lunch, and it was amazing. And she knew about Axio and Pro Tandem last year, and she's like, oh my goodness gracious, you guys, there's this girl, she's new, she's in somebody else's class, another teacher, and she brings in her Axio every day, and she is a complete different kid from the very beginning of the year to now. She's so much more focused, she's calmer, and I'm telling you, I can tell a difference, and she's not even in my class, and the teacher's raving about it. So what I'm just saying is, through your daily life and just doing things, just be a product of the product, constantly be talking about it and using it and being excited about it, because people are looking and hearing different things and add in different comments. The one dance mom, I was talking to her about the drink of Axio, and then I said, oh my gosh, if you know anybody that wants to think, more clearly, if they want more focus, if they've got the brain fog, or if you know anybody that's got ADD, ADHD, autism, again, we don't cure, treat, prevent, but I'm telling you, kids say that they're more focused and more this, and then she's like, really? Oh my gosh, my second oldest son, he has major issues with his focus in school. And so you just don't know, and you don't want to ask parents all the time, necessarily, do your kids suffer with this, this, and this? But we know that we have a gift. So when we're just being proud of our products, if we go and if we have our True Science sitting out on the counter and people put it on after they wash their hands, be like, oh my goodness gracious, this stuff smells good, then you could be like, oh my gosh, yes, you should see this on my hand, and I bathe in it, and then you can just start a conversation, or you pull it out of your purse, or it's in your car. So I'm just saying, as these days go forward, just remember to be a product. Just be using it and be excited. Open up the Axio in front of people. Take your Pro Tandem, shake your Canine Health, Mia, you've got friends over. Choose to get your Canine Health out and feed your beautiful angel dog right there in front of them, and let them see how excited she is to be taking it. And like you said, you can say, she's just being a puppy. She's a puppy now, and she's, what'd you say, 13 or 14 years old. Just be doing that. And then that will lead into more conversations. And what Shawn was saying, you're filling up your funnel. You're just filling it, you're filling it, you're filling it, and then you can just talk about it. And then you're not out there selling. You're just really proud and excited about the things that are going on. So that's what I was thinking while you were chatting.
Perfect. Love it. So here's one of the other things that I would ask you guys to challenge yourself. First, we've got to get to Brian's question. Yes, it was 14 girls.
Yeah.
He recommends the decaf. I finally called it in at, I think, 1:30 in the morning, because that was the day before I was going to Chicago to pick up that car. So I knew I had a long day.
Omaha, you mean?
Well, she thought I was going to Omaha, but I wasn't. I was flying out to Chicago. So I called it in at 1:30. I think Michelle was up way past 2. Crazy decision on our part, but they were very good for having 14 girls sleeping over at the same time at our house. But here's what I want to challenge you guys with, because I think we all fall into kind of a mistaken mindset of fooling ourselves on what we're actually doing. Michelle and I are definitely guilty of this. There's been times where we've worked this way harder than a full-time job, that we were sacrificing and running and putting our head down and working crazy amounts of hours building this business. But then there's been other times where we might go into more of that management mode. And although we're telling people that we're working full-time doing this business, if you really looked at our activity, it wasn't full-time. It was more like we were working part-time, right? And I think that some people get into that kind of mindset of, no, I'm really working this full time. And I challenge you to really evaluate how much time are you spending truly building this business. And it goes for part-time people, new people as well too. Sometimes the part-time mindset, if you were working a job part-time, how many hours a week would you be working that to really say that you're doing it part-time? Is it what you're putting into the LifeVantage business, or are you working this a couple hours here and there every once in a while? And be honest with yourself. It isn't something I can track or Michelle can track outside of ourselves. Yeah, and we don't want to. This is your business, and that's the beauty of this. But if you have dreams and goals and you want change in your life, we can't expect the change without doing something a little bit extraordinary. And so that's what I would say for the next couple of months as we end this year, head into the new year, is really evaluate it. And then if it isn't where it should be, adjust it. Make that change, make that sacrifice, that short-term imbalance to have long-term change, long-term balance in your life, because it can change everything in a very, very short period of time. But you have to be excited, you have to be coachable, and you have to put in the work ethic that is required to do this. Mm-hmm. So, again, it looks different for everybody. Some people, they're only looking to do this very, very part-time. But what you're telling other people, make sure that the action matches what you're telling other people that you're doing this. And one of the things that I would ask myself in conjunction with this, and we've heard Eric Worre talk about it a couple different times, is if you were the boss, if you were the owner of a corporation, and we'll call that corporation your LifeVantage business, and you were evaluating at the end of this year whether you were a good employee or you weren't a good employee, would you still employ yourself based off of your activity in 2016? And I know at times, if I evaluated myself, the answer would be I would be on thin ice, right? I wasn't putting in what I needed to on a daily basis to be employed.
And I think with that, when Eric had asked us that question a couple of years ago for the first time, asking, would you be fired? Would you be this? But he went on further to say, do you know how many customers are coming into your business every day? Do you know your company? Do you know what your company is doing? How much volume they're bringing in every month? Do you know your products inside and out? If a customer, asked you, do you know, your team? All these detailed questions in regards to your specific business. Yeah. Do you know how much volume you did last month? Do you know how many people came to Elite Academy on your team? Do you know how many people went to LifeVantage Academy on your team? Do you know, all of those things. So I would think about all the details, not just would you fire yourself or would you decrease pay or, any of that. Think about the details of a business if you had your own franchise. Yep. If you were to open that up tonight, what are the details that you would need to know?
Yeah, or if somebody came to invest in your business, yeah, and they had some basic questions for you. How much activity, how many meetings did your group do this month?
Right.
Well, if you had an investor that came to the table and said, I want to inject $10,000 to make sure that you have success this month, and the first question they asked was how many meetings, and you looked at them and said, I don't know. I don't know how many meetings are going on. Do you think that they would invest in that business? And so it's taking ownership of what's going on, making sure that you're aware of what's going on, and developing ourselves as better business owners. This is new to a lot of people, and we just want to give you some ideas, some tips on things that might be able to take your business to the next level, to take that next step in growth as a business owner. And these were things that we hadn't thought. We had been in the business for over 3 years before the first time that we had been asked that and really questioning it within our organization. And me being as analytical as I am, a lot of those things I measured and I kept track of, but I had never thought of it in that mindset as far as, if I was looking this as an investor or as the owner of a company, would I be happy or would I expect more? And so that was a different shift in our business and how we looked at it. And I would challenge you guys, if that's something that you want to do, to start thinking about those concepts and asking the questions, what do I need to be better at? What do I need to find somebody else that is awesome at something that I'm not as good at, so I can surround myself with great people. And that's really the key to all of this business and business in general, I think, is you're going to be the expert. You're going to be good at some stuff, but you're not going to be the expert or great at everything. And the more great people you can surround yourself with, the better organization that you're going to create, the better business that you're going to have. And that's what this ends up being on the business side, you guys. It's an asset. It's a business that pays you whether you're working or not. Mm-hmm. And so let's start really treating this like a business and develop people as business owners and business leaders. Mm-hmm. I think that we have great knowledge on the products and what the products entail and how many people's lives we can impact on the health side. But if we grew a little bit the remaining portion of this year on the business side, how much would that magnify the activity that happens in 2017? And then if we take it another step in 2017 and increase our business knowledge and our awareness of how to be a great business owner, imagine what's going to happen. And that's the cool stuff, is I think that those are things that we haven't really focused on that are just going to help everybody in this journey becoming, the best that they can be and to impact as many people. That's really what this comes down to, is impacting as many people as we possibly can, both on the health side and on the business side of this.
Amen. I was thinking of a friend of mine today who last year, she got breast cancer, and she's on our team in LifeVantage, and she literally did nothing that entire year. She absolutely had the prayers and the love from all the LifeVantage family and the support, but as far as the business, she just had too many other things to be thinking about and doing, of course. And so when she decided, I am ready to step back in and start doing some stuff, she's like, oh my gosh, for the first time, I get what residual income can do for my life, because she was at a point where money wasn't a huge deal to her because she makes a very good living. But she went through something. She was a very healthy, athletic, strong, beautiful woman. And she went through something that, none of us plan on. And throughout that entire year, she did nothing. And her check maintained that entire year. She was making good money every single month. And that really spoke volumes to her. We don't know what's going to happen in life. And now she's to a point where she's working really hard and has been at adoption for well over another year now, adopting a beautiful little girl. And that adoption process has been out of this world crazy. She's almost, now it's to the point where she's had to hire a private investigator to reopen the file. It's just kind of crazy what she's having to go through, but the mama bear is in her, and she's going to get that little girl. And she's the little girl's from another country, but because, again, of LifeVantage, she can have that money that additional income coming in to help her to get to that baby, to get to these things. And so, you guys, all of your efforts every single day compound to so much that you don't even know where it's going to be going in the days and the months and the years ahead of you, okay? And so I don't ever want you to forget that. And so sometimes when we're thinking of, oh, this has just happened, or I haven't done this, or why am I not growing fast enough, or this and that, every little bit counts. And residual income is absolutely real outside of the family that we've got. And those of you that were on last week, you probably remember Jeanette talking about it. But have you seen the accountability sheet that Brandon, Master Pro Tem Brandon and Lynette Cunningham put together? It's in the back office. Shawn's got a picture of it.
Let me grab the screen.
It's a great tool. Oh, Sherry's got it there. It was there.
So go into the library. So underneath communications, library, then you can scroll down or just click tools. And it's at the very top, accountability and leadership planner.
So print that off, you guys. And we're talking about, accountability and leadership within ourselves and our business, and be putting in your meetings and what you're registered for and the upcoming events. And if you've got a team that's saying, I'm struggling, I've got this going on, and why am I not growing? You can go back and say, let's look at your accountability planner. Let's look at that and see what you've done. And if you don't see anything in there, well, then that's simple. It's easy. You just say, let's get back to the basics and let's go and do some meetings. Let's go do some calls. Let's do, a Facebook party, this and that. So time flew.
I know.
It's already. Crazy. So we're super excited about Hawaii, you guys. Is Hawaii everywhere? Is it posted up in your house? Are you wearing stuff? Do you have pictures up? Is it written? I mean, seriously, you've got to have visuals of Hawaii everywhere. And you've got to be wearing it. It's got to be in your car. And I mean, it's just so cool. And I love this incentive and how they set it up, because it's built to build your business correctly as well while you're building towards an incentive. And so we have got just beautiful hemp pills right here that are going to be sharing about, they worked so incredibly hard to win one of the incentives through the company. And they were, you guys worked hard, didn't you? I mean, how hard did you work? Hard. And was it worth it?
Yes.
Tell us about how hard you worked. Why did you work so hard? Where did you go? Because they won the incentive. And what did you experience, as far as being there through the people and through, the culture, and anything that you want to share to just let people see the vision of these incentive trips?
Well, I'll go first. Honestly, Michelle, we didn't know that we were in it. We didn't know about it. We got in and we believed so much in the products. And then we got to know some of the people. I mean, Tawny was just amazing. And our upline, you guys, Carrie Williams. I mean, you guys were just so amazing, helping us, there for us. And we just ran with it. We just wanted to share with everybody. So we worked hard at work, and then we came home and we worked even harder every night on weekends. And then we get this call from Carrie Williams that says, you guys are so close to the incentive trip. And we're like, what? And so then our upline just joined us and just said, okay, here's what you need to do. And we did it, and we had the most amazing time. And the thing that really stuck out to me about it, though, is that we were working so hard at our jobs, and we didn't get any accolades. We didn't get any rewards. We didn't get anything.
That's not true. I got a Dairy Queen card.
A $3 Dairy Queen card.
Yeah. The next year it was $5.
Wow.
But we didn't, we didn't get, and we didn't even know what we were doing all the hard work for. We didn't know we just thought we were sharing what we believed in with people, and we were getting paid for it. But then we won this trip. And on the trip, it was amazing. We got to build relationships with the Poes and with the Gordons, and it was just work hard.
Bring it in for a landing, honey.
Okay.
Yep, I agree. That's exactly how it happened. Yeah, we really had no idea what we were doing. We were just sharing the product. We were out working, and all of a sudden we realized we were close. Yeah. And I think this next round should be easier than what it's been in the past to go. So we're really not focused on the trip. We're focused on doing the business, because if we get out and do the business, do the steps that we have planned, the trip just comes.
Yeah. And
it is well worth it to spend the time with the uplines and be with people that have, because a lot of this is the problem between here. And hearing from people who have solved those problems and dealt with those problems, and that makes a big difference. So do all you can to be there.
So so this is Dr. Brian and Shannon, if all of you guys don't know, from Idaho. How many hours a day were each of you working at your day jobs at that time?
I was probably working probably 9 hours. He was probably working
10 or 11.
Yeah, 10 to 12.
A day.
Yeah, a day.
And then weekends for him sometimes.
Yeah, on call. That's one of the things that made it hard was being on call all the time. It was constantly something that you could be vulnerable to disrupting your schedule. I know there was times when I was on the phone talking to a prospect or talking to upline, and I'd be called by the hospital, and I'd have to say, listen, I got to go.
Right.
And that made it hard. But also, that's why I also changed jobs. I now work at a prison where the call's a lot easier. And
so we could do the business better, easier, more.
Yeah. So
prison to blow up LifeVantage.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. I gave up my real job and went to prison. And it's working for me.
Well, I love what you guys said about, we didn't really know that we had done what we had done. We just did what we needed to do. I mean, that's really the key is you didn't have any excuses. You followed the system and put your head down and worked hard.
Yeah.
You worked really hard. And that's what got you, where you got. And then, at the end working with, how do I maximize those points and make sure that we get to that tipping point. But that was the key to it. You guys did what you were asked to do.
Yeah, right. And that's the key. You got to have your battle strategy, your business plan, and you got to work your business. Everything you said earlier, so true. Knowing where you're at. You can't expect that this is going to become the business that's going to do what you want to do unless you're putting the time and effort into it like a business.
Right.
And it's not like any other business I've ever done.
No.
And that means doing things I've never done before, thinking ways I've never thought before. And the beauty is the team. When you see that leveraged activity begin to kick in, then you realize you're onto something big. Otherwise, it's so discouraging to get up and pound the streets. And then you realize now there's 10 of us pounding the streets today, and we're all benefiting from it.
Yeah.
When you start to see that happening, then you begin to turn a corner. And that's the beauty of it. That it makes network marketing completely different.
Yep. Awesome.
Okay.
Amen. That was powerful. Yes.
Yeah. So do what you can. Go.
Run.
Yeah. Now's your chance. Go to Hawaii on LifeVantage.
Exactly.
That's where we go to Hawaii.
Take care of people very well on these incentive trips.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely a first-class experience. Well, you guys thank you, Doc, and Shannon. We appreciate you guys, everything that you've done. Amazing call. I am so excited where people are headed. The end of the year, I know it's going to be one of the best year ends that we've ever seen. So many exciting things coming up and changing in the company, and people are just operating at a different level. Science keeps getting better and better and better. We always think, how can we have something else that comes out that's better than what we already have? And it continues to happen. We have that longevity study. Who else can say that they have a supplement, a nutraceutical that's been proven to extend life? It's crazy to me what's happening, what's going on, and it's up to you to do with it what you choose to do with it. But I promise you this, we're putting our heads down. We're making another huge run right now. And there's going to be some people that want to do it with us and some people that want to wait a little bit. So wherever you're at, and that's great. And we'll be here to support you however we can.
Yes. Love you guys.
Have a great
Enjoy
week.
Clinton. Have a great week, and we'll be in touch. Reach out, okay?
Take care.
Mwah.